So I'm going to talk about how I was able to find such good success in dropshipping. I'm going to cover it all. But first, I'm going to start it off with this clip from Tai Lopez. 3 things I want to mention very quickly. 1, this video is from a year ago, so obviously a lot has happened in the past year. 2, I never learned dropshipping from Tai Lopez, but I give him huge thanks of introducing me into digital marketing with the digital marketing agency course. That's where it all started. And then I self-taught myself dropshipping from there and most Facebook ad stuff. And then 3, be sure to wait until the end of this clip where I start to explain everything in more depth. Enjoy.
Now this is a great story. This is Scott Hilse. So I got the whole here, you can see all, okay. This is January 23rd, 2017. Today I bought your program. I completely believe in myself even though my parents don't. They said I was stupid for buying this. They constantly say how dumb I am for dropping out of school and moving to LA. All right, now let's just that was in January 23rd, 2017. You can contact him. Scott.Hilse, H-I-L-S-E. April, close to 6 figures on my e-com store. Now let's go again. This is in whatever, June. Oh, no, sorry, that's the same one. Let me fast forward here. Look at this. He came to my 300 dinner. I invited people. So this is a progression. He got in this big Forbes mag, not Forbes, it's called Oberly. Now, huge success because of you. Look at this, gross volume, $100,000. He goes, and this one is $167,000 after refunds of $1,700. Made $166,000. So here's what he says. I've successfully built 2 e-commerce 6-figure stores. So now he went from 0, his parents laughing at him, no income online. He has 2 different products. He builds them separate websites with just 1 product, doing 6 figures each. And now he's coached 1 kid in Vancouver to 6 figures on his 1 product store. I love stories like that. I love watching the progression. He's actually somebody who did it, and now he gets the reward.
Oh, I love that clip. I honestly love that clip so much. I remember someone sent that to me about a year ago and I play it sometimes. I just never posted it. But I wanted to use this opportunity to basically talk about how I got into dropshipping, how I was able to find success and everything. So it all started, as the video told, back in February of 2017. I was just busting. I dropped out. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then all of a sudden, I was following Tai Lopez on Snapchat and he launched something called his digital marketing agency course. I'm like, you know, I really think I can, like, this sounds right. I don't know, something about it just sounds right. At the time, I think I only had like $1,800, and at the time his course was $1,000, so I was like really iffy on it. I didn't know if I should go through with it or not. I'm not one to pirate courses either, so that was out of the question too. So I was thinking about it, and then I brought it up to my parents, and I was just seeing what do they think about it. I was instantly told I was gonna fail at it. At the time I was living in their basement. I was gonna fail at it, it's a scam, all the normal things. And then a super important point I wanna make about that is a lot of people would use that as a reason to give up, as a reason not to try. But I use it as fuel. Like right when they said that, I was like, okay, I have to do it now. Like I literally have to do it now. And then that's when I went inside and I bought his course. Now I worked super hard for 4 months on the agency side. I went through all 75 videos. He was still developing it when he released it. And then I finished all 75 videos and I go to a luxury auto place and I ask them, you know, I give them the spiel and everything. I wore a full suit and tie. And then they seemed like they wanted to hire me, but something deep in my heart said that wasn't the way because I didn't want anyone telling me what to do. And I felt like the agency thing is kind of like you have to respond to their calls, messages, kind of market the way they want to market. I didn't really want to do that. I ended up not really pursuing that client, and I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm not in a niche, because I wasn't in a niche. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested in real estate. How about real estate marketing? So I go into real estate marketing and I started getting some realtors interested, and then that didn't even feel right. And then that's when I discovered something called dropshipping, summer of 2017. I started making a general store. First I did a ladies boutique, like all swimsuits, called Everything Summer. I put 8-10 hours into the store. I didn't even launch it because it didn't look right. Then I canceled that. You can see the way I work sometimes. I ended closing that, and then I tried a watch store. I put hours and hours into the watch store, and I'd never launched it because that didn't feel right. And then one night, I was just sitting there at home with my friends. I think we were freestyling, and I was like, all of a sudden, one product dropshipping. I just got finished reading a book by Russell Brunson, the guy who started ClickFunnels, about funneling, and I'm wondering, one product dropshipping. All of a sudden, a huge rush of energy came to my head, like literally, I was like shaking when this came. Something about one product drop shipping. I don't know why. Something about that just drove so much energy into me. I'm still getting like goosebumps a little thinking about that moment. So I wrote it down. I woke up the next morning, and you guys can go to google.com/trends just to verify this information. I typed in one product dropshipping on Google. No information popped up whatsoever. There was one mention of it in a Shopify forum like a year before that. It's like, has anyone ever tried one product dropshipping? They're like, no, it would never work. No. But that was the only thing in existence on the internet with one product dropshipping. So then I tried YouTube, not one video. No one's made a video on one product dropshipping. So I'm like, okay, this is my into a heavily saturated market. What if I try one product dropshipping? So summer of 2017, I'm about to move to LA. I launched a store. It was the GOAT case. Actually, this case right here. I hung it up there. I want to frame it or something, but I sold that case. I listed it as a one product format. Just that's it on the page. It started selling. And I'm the type of guy, when something's working, I don't really want to mess with too many things. And I was only running PPE. I had no clue about Facebook ads at all. Tai Lopez's 1.0 course is awesome, showing me the possibilities. Unfortunately, it didn't have too much detail about Facebook ads specifically. It had general information, but not like the progression of like conversion ads and everything. Nothing down on that. I think it's 2.0 or 3.0, whatever, is way more in depth. But at the time it didn't. It was more focused on getting clients and outsourcing the Facebook ads. So I was just scaling PPE. I kept throwing money in PPE, and then I started losing like $10, $20 a day. Even though I was still getting sales, I shut it down because I'm like, I can't risk losing this money before I moved to LA. So I moved to LA, I became an Uber driver, and then while Uber driving, that same feeling, guys, that I had when I first thought of one product dropshipping kept eating me away. I'd even talk to passengers about it who are interested in what I do. I'm like, I don't know, there's something about one product dropshipping. And then while driving around in LA, it was just one product dropshipping. There's something to that store. I remember it literally banging on my head. There's something to the one product format. There's something to that store. And then pretty much exactly 2 years ago, October 11th, 2017, I relaunched that same store, same Facebook ads, same ad creative, same products, same descriptions, everything. I just started asking people questions that I knew were successful in Facebook ads about Facebook ads. And that was the only missing link. I was literally right there, and I quit, but I came back to it and I succeeded. That's literally how close I was. I almost gave up completely on dropshipping when I was right there, when I had the successful product and everything. So as you can see, what Tai Lopez was talking about is like, I ended up selling that to a couple $100,000. That got the attention of Tai Lopez. I mean, he flew me out to Beverly Hills for his 300 dinner. That was an amazing experience. And at the same time, Oberlo, I think it said Oberly. It's this Oberlo, obviously one of the biggest dropshipping apps ever. They got me out in Berlin. We did some awesome videos for them, but that's besides the point. The main point of why I'm making this video is a couple reasons. One reason, I started off just like a lot of you who are trying to find success in dropshipping or general success in anything. I started off just the same as you. My family and friends did not believe in me that much. Obviously, I don't think. I wasn't really getting any support, but I didn't use that as an excuse to stop. I see a lot of people use this as an excuse to stop. Oh, well, I wanted to do this, but my parents don't really think it's a good idea, so no. You gotta just decide when you're facing things like that. Like, I listened to my heart and it got me this far. Like, 2 years ago, I was literally in my parents' basement, I'm sorry, 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago when I started. But I listened to my heart and my intuition, not everyone around me who's never done whatever it is I'm trying to do. If I would have listened to everyone around me, I would probably either still be a busser, still be an Uber driver, or working in one of these buildings, a 9 to 5. But I chose to listen to myself because I use that as fuel for proving everyone wrong, not as the cowardly approach of, boom, thank God I found my reason to not try something I want to do. And again, this doesn't just apply to dropshipping. This literally applies with everything in life. You have to do what you know is the right thing to do. Big difference from what you think is the right thing to do. What you think is the right thing to do is not the right thing to do. What you know is the right thing to do is what you need to do. So that's one point I want to make right there. Never listen to anybody who's never done whatever it is you're trying to do, or you're going to end up not doing it just like them. And the fact that I started in the same exact spot as a lot of you watching this. Like, there's absolutely nothing special about me, and it's so funny how I'm saying that now, because back then when I was watching videos, the people I was looking up to were saying the exact same things. It's like all in rotation. What really differentiates people is who is willing to listen to the heart and to the intuition. And personally, guys, this is a little off topic. I think your intuition is directly connected to your subconscious, and your subconscious, I personally believe, is your sixth sense. It takes in every bit of data you've ever had, and it's stored back there. I think the intuition is I think your intuition, that what feels good in your heart, is directly related into your subconscious, and your subconscious is secretly telling you the answers to your life and what you're supposed to do, whatever the big purpose is. It's being translated to your brain through intuition, that undescribable feeling. So I heavily encourage you guys, if you ever have those feelings, you know when you have those types of feelings, follow that. Pay attention to every single aspect, every single detail around you when you're getting those signs, because that your brain or your subconscious is trying to tell you something. That's just the way I believe it works. And then the next point I want to talk about here is, if you notice, I attack things very creatively. Everything in my life, I give huge credit to my dad about this. My dad was always wanting to say, like, you know, if you come into a parking lot and everyone's pulled in, you want to back your car in, because you don't want to be like everybody else. He always told me that, like you want to be unique, you want to be different than everybody else. That the cool thing to do is be different from everyone else. So everything in my life, I always attack with that mentality. And so when I came into dropshipping, I wasn't afraid. At first, I was afraid to try things differently from everyone else, because all these people up here were out and I was down here. All these people up here are saying, this is the way to do it, this is the way to do it. But what I didn't realize is that there's a way to surpass these people, and that is think creatively, think different. And that way, you're gonna create your entirely new lane. Like when everyone's trying to go down the same highway, there's gonna be a huge traffic jam. Just look at LA, huge traffic jam. However, if you create your own route, say you're on like a motorbike. I know this is a weird example, but I wanna keep it practical. You're on a motorbike. In LA, you can ride between the cars. So while everyone's in these cars trying to get to the same place, there you go, boom, rolling by in your motorbike or in your motorcycle, just passing them all because you found a different new way of doing things and you actually chose to pursue them. That's what happened to me. If I didn't discover one product dropshipping, I may have never ever been successful in dropshipping, especially since at the time I was kind of lazy. Like I didn't want to keep putting hours and hours into these products. So like honestly, I looked for like the easiest way out, and the easiest way, like Bill Gates said, he'd rather hire a lazy person than a smart person because the lazy person will get there quicker. I didn't want to spend hours and hours building these stores. So I'm like, well, what's the quickest way I can like at least test a product? One product dropshipping. Is anyone doing that? No. Okay. Well, now I really want to do that. So just do not be afraid to try things different. Do not be afraid to just add a new creative way of doing anything. It doesn't even have to be dropshipping, just anything. That's how you're gonna get ahead of life. I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. It's like everyone goes to LA and they feel like they gotta act a certain way, dress a certain way, and just pretend to be a certain type of person to stand out. But what they don't realize is everyone in LA is trying to be that same person that they think is the persona you need to get ahead. While the real people who succeed in LA, who stand out, are the people who stand out from the people trying to stand out. You see what I'm saying? It's like when you're true to yourself, you're gonna stand out way more than all these people who are trying to be true to the LA culture. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be LA, but just in terms of general success, everyone thinks there's a certain path you gotta go, whether it's like college, then 9 to 5 and executive, just climbing up that ladder. Everyone thinks that there's a certain way that they forget to think for themselves that there might be a whole new different way. Again, think about that gridlock compared to the motorcycle guy. You want to be the motorcycle guy, even if that means standing out. Maybe you catch a tire and you fall off and embarrass yourself. You probably will embarrass yourself on the path there, and you're going to embarrass yourself in front of a lot of people. The fact is, you can just get right back on your bike and still pass every single one of those people up. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna end the video here. I just wanna put this motivation out there, especially in Q4 now. Now is the time to start testing products. A lot of products that have never worked before are gonna work now. A lot of products that would have worked before are gonna especially work now. So now's the time to really get into drop shipping, or now's the time to do anything you wanna do in life, all right? And the whole purpose of this video is no matter what you want to do, never let anyone who's never done whatever it is you're trying to do ever influence your thought. Use that as fuel when they're trying to tell you not to do something. Use that as fuel, not an excuse. 2, anyone you look up to, anyone whose results you're trying to get yourself, just know that they started exactly where you started. As you can see with the Tai Lopez video, he literally showed all the screenshots I sent him and showed the progression of the story. And then 3, the most successful people have just attacked it differently. They've attacked it in a brand new way, and they weren't afraid to try it their own way. Because if you can do something in a way that no one else has ever done before, and it works well, I guarantee you that you're gonna rise to the top, and you're gonna be that motorcycle scooting through those gridlocks of cars, everyone trying to be the same, go to the same place in the same way. you're gonna be scooting through even if you fall off and embarrass yourself a couple times. Yeah guys, that's the end of this video. If you guys are interested in that branded one product drop shipping that I've been talking about lately, you can check out that link below. You can see right now just an update on this store I've been running. I launched this 2 weeks ago. Today so far, I don't know if you can see this, I've done $1,800. And then this week I'm at 10,000 and it's only Thursday. And I started it on the 5th, so 15,000 in about 2 weeks. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check out that link below. It's really cool stuff. Branded one product dropshipping is definitely the new wave. It's better than general one product dropshipping. It just takes a little more time and energy. But regardless, I hope nothing but the best of luck for every single person out there. Never ever listen to anybody who's never done whatever you're trying to do. You're gonna end up not doing it just like them. And if they tell you you can't do something or it's probably not likely, use it as fuel and don't be afraid to be creative with everything, because the more creative, the more you stand out, especially in this world now, the more you're gonna succeed. So thanks guys for watching. Peace.